Here's something I'm semi-excited for. Yes. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Alright, so here's something I am semi-excited for. The announcement of the Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. Revealed with first trailer exclusive interview. Again, I don't think I can show the trailer because it's copyrighted. But yeah. Fate of the Old Republic. So I guess it's a sequel to the Knights of the Old Republic, which had a sequel game, which was just the Star Wars The Old Republic, which is a MMO, which is massively multiplayer online game. So I guess that's a sequel. Is this a sequel to that? Is this going to be an MMO too? Find out right now. I hope they tell you. Announcement. Announced at the 2025 Game Awards, the new role-playing game from Arcanaut Studios, or Arcanaut Studios, whatever word that is, and Lucasfilm Games tells an all-new story helmed by accomplished game director Casey Hudson. Okay. What else did Arcanaut Studios do? In Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, step into the role of Force user on a journey through the galaxy on the edge of rebirth at the end of the Old Republic. Oh, so I guess it's a sequel to the MMO. Are they going to have a Millennium Falcon ripoff ship too, I assume? All these games have that, I guess. The brand new epic narrative single-player action role-player game. Oh, it's single-player. I didn't think they made single-player games anymore. Well, there you go. Arcanaut Studios, developed in collaboration with Lucas Games, was announced on stage tonight that this year's Game Awards, along with the first look at a thrilling trailer. It was announced that Fate of the Old Republic will be developed by a new studio launched by Casey Hudson, the director of the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Oh, okay. The little glimmer of hope here now. He was the director of the original one. Okay, alright. Okay. And the Mass Effect trilogy. Okay. Little bit glimmer of hope. I know the last few Mass Effect games weren't very good, but that was after the corporations took over, so this will probably... If this is a new studio, so maybe there's a chance it could be decent. I'm not gonna jump the gun and say it might be good, but I'm willing to give it a shot. That's as far as I'm going. Yeah. Blending innovative storytelling, memorable characters, and heart-pounding combat, Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic will immerse you in an unforgettable experience where every decision deepens your journey towards the light or the darkness. In the exclusive first interview on the forthcoming title, Hudson and VP and GM of Lucasfilm Games, Douglas Riley, sat down with StarWars.com to talk about the story's history of KOTOR and tease what we can expect from the new collaboration. Okay. You had my curiosity. Now you have my interest. When we developed the original KOTOR, we wanted to create a definitive Star Wars experience, crafting an adventure that consisted of all the things we dreamed of doing as Star Wars fans. Hudson says, now, 25 years later, after we started work on the game, our aspirations are equally ambitious. Fate of the Old Republic represents an opportunity to explore a contemporary version of a definitive Star Wars experience using state-of-the-art technology and game design and an all-new story crafted specifically to deliver on the combination of player agency and immersion in Star Wars that was at the heart of KOTOR. Okay, what do they mean by contemporary vision? I'm a little worried about that phrase. Contemporary stuff has not been very good. Creative clarity and a shared vision. After directing the original and beloved game, Hudson was eager to return to the galaxy, creating a new expression in the tradition of KOTOR, which has released in 2003. Star Wars has been an ever-present force in my life. Force, get it? Get it? Force, because Star Wars. From the time I saw the first movie in 1977, and throughout my career, where it's been a consistent source of inspiration, Hudson says. It's hard to describe how exciting it was to be able to work in the Star Wars galaxy, contributing to its incredible legacy. Period. We had so much fun working on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and it was one of the defining experiences of my career. It was a pretty good game, yeah. It's a pretty good achievement of a game, too. It's quite different from most other games at the time. Hudson remained in contract with Lucasfilm in the more than 20 years since. I could have phrased that better. Hoping to get the chance to collaborate again. But use Grammarly. Grammarly I think that's an AI tool, but try it. That might help. But a project like this is huge. Hooked on phonics. That might work for me. I should check that out. But a project like this is huge commitment for everyone involved. So it took the right conditions to get everything to line up, he notes. This year, Hudson co-founder Arcanaut Studios, and the stars began to align. And again, come on, okay, take two. Our goal is developing the kind of games I love making, emotionally powerful cinematic adventures driven by player agency, narrative depth, and immersive world building, he says. Conversations between our team and Lucasfilm Games led to an incredible opportunity to return to Star Wars, and once again, we can hardly believe we're working on such a special project. Yeah. I say keep Disney far, far away from this project if you want any kind of success for it. Maybe stop talking to Lucasfilm. Maybe just I don't know, set them aside in the corner or something. Give them like a Rubik's Cube for them to solve while you go and make your game over there. Still in the early stages of development and creation, Fate of the Old Republic benefits from decades of creative experience across the collaborative partnership. I've always strived to lead very focused projects with creative clarity and alignment among the team, and a crisply organized production plan, Hudson says. That's ultimately what makes it possible to deliver a game that meets high expectations. But consistently achieving that with large and ambitious projects, with ever-increasing demands on scope and complexity, not really, but has been a lifelong journey of learning and improvement and personal obsession of mine. Well, good for you, I guess. As the director, Hudson partners with his team as well as Lucasfilm Games to bring that clear vision to life. I guess it's going to be like a new team, like not the same team from KOTOR, but I just haven't heard anything about anyone coming back for this one. Life. Great ideas come from all parts of the team, he says. So my job is to gather and shape a cohesive vision that the entire team contributes to, ensuring that everyone shares the vision that understands their part in creating it. It's critical to the success of a project. Yeah? And his newest chapter in Star Wars gaming history will touch on what Hudson sees as the fundamental pillars of the franchise, such as innovative storytelling, memorable characters, challenging gameplay, and immersive agency in Star Wars Galaxy. Well, they're all got a lot of pretty words, but I don't know, I'm thinking Lucasfilm and Disney will want to get their grubby hands all over it. I don't want them. I don't want them like sticking Grogu in it or something, or I don't know, making a. I don't know what they do nowadays. The references to old characters, like having HK-47 in there, like sticking him in there, even though it doesn't make sense. Which I bet they're gonna do. Infinite stories to tell. Lucasfilm Games was eager to tell a new story in an era with lots of possibilities. Star Wars past is a vast open canvas for creators to explore without having to navigate storytelling touchstones from other media. So you say, but again, this is Disney Star Wars. They want you to shove references and old stuff into everything nowadays. Whether it makes sense or not. There are quite literally... I said that already. Riley was especially excited to partner with Hudson, giving his depth of knowledge into both Star Wars, storytelling, and RPG game creation. We have been keenly aware of our fans, have been waiting to revisit this player fantasy, Riley says, to create a new RPG that lives up to the devotion was something that we have had to be very careful with. Casey's expertise in crafting deep, long-term storytelling and building immersive, choice-driven worlds is second to none, and we are fortunate to have the game director of one of the most beloved Star Wars games of all time returning to Galaxy far, far away. They're really trying to hit hard that deep storytelling thing. Makes me think that they're not actually going to have it. Like, they're just going to tell you it's there, but not actually be there. I think it sounds like they're really nervous. Like, they don't really know or understand what those words mean. They just keep saying them over and over again because they know they're buzzwords that people will attach to. Yeah. It blows me away to think that we were part of something that's made such a lasting impression, Hudson adds. When we were making KOTOR, we were just focused on making the best game we could, and had no idea it would resonate the way it did. Seeing the impact it made with players and how that connection has endured for more than 20 years is humbling and inspiring. This is long. Alright, one last little bit. Although the team is mum on the details of the story they're planning, it's because they don't have a story yet. Usually when they say in early development, that means they don't have anything. Fate of the Old Republic will introduce new characters for an all-new story. We're still early in development, with many challenges ahead, Hudson says. I'm grateful to have enjoyed the support of KOTOR fans for many years, and I look forward to embarking upon this journey together, sharing more of what we were doing as soon as we can. Oh, isn't that nice? So yeah, I want to believe them. I really do. Because I really liked Knights of the Old Republic. And I like Star Wars. But I just think nowadays they just don't really have the talent for it anymore. Yeah, they talk a big game, but I don't think they're really up to it. Yeah, we got a director, like one director from the original game, but is that really going to be enough? Like, he's going to have to fight with a whole bunch of middle managers and executives and stuff. And they're always going to win, of course, because they're the executives. They have the money. I want to believe. I want this to be a good game, but the part of me that can the part of me that can recognize patterns is telling me that it won't be, but I want it to be. I want a good Star Wars game. They just won't let us have it. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know. What do you think it's going to be any good? Do you think they're going to actually put the effort in to make this a good game, a good fun game for all to enjoy, or I don't know, just let me know your thoughts. Okay.